Hello everyone, how's it going? Remember to hit the like and sub button, trying to get to 2K. So we shouldn't forget that this year Microsoft shut down a lot of big studios. Hundreds of people lost their jobs, and it was just like Thanos snapped out of existence. And their response to that wasn't exactly really well done. Like, they just kind of had the most corporate jargon speech you can possibly imagine. And it especially hurt that it was Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks who did the spectacular Evil Within series. Then there was Ghostwire Tokyo, which didn't get the same level of praise, but I would say it still has a really good foundation for a great series. And then of course Hi-Fi Rush was an incredible game last year. It won Game of the Year awards, it won Best Audio, it won a bunch of awards, and it was praised by the community, and it was a success. Still got shot down, even though the fact that Microsoft has been trying to get into the Japanese market, and here they have a Japanese founded studio that is well known, very well respected among many different regions around the world, especially again Japan, and they just shut them down. And yeah, I'm just really bitter about that because I wanted the Evil Within 3, and this is such a great studio. But Redfall was even more problematic because they had content that was planned for this game, like new characters to play as and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it was all canceled, and the game was so bad that even the Redfall developers hoped that Microsoft would cancel the game. You know things are bad when the developers stated all these years of hard work, yeah, we want it all down the toilet because this will destroy our reputation and it would just not look good for us. And still, it is what it is. It's still released. I played it from start to finish multiple times. Yeah, it was not a good game. It was discount Borderlands. Like, I kept saying, why would you play this when you can play Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, get all three of those games for the price of a Game Pass subscription for 1 month, or even play Destiny 2, which is free to play. So, well, free to start, not free to play. But yeah, they did deliver one final update before the game was, the studio was completely closed, which gave it single player pausing, offline mode, and quality of life improvements, which is great because in the modern day where game preservation has become a second thought for a lot, well, not even second, fifth thought for a lot of these big publishers, it's becoming increasingly problematic that games are getting lost to time because they're online only, digital only, and there's no other ways to play these games. If you're familiar with Nintendo right now, you are probably screaming in your monitor because, like, you can't even play like Pokemon Red and Blue or Pokemon Silver and Gold, like all these great or any of those great games, unless you go through the high seas because, you know, they don't even offer an easy option to just buy them on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's a freaking Game Boy game. You should be able to buy it on a Switch, but, you know, they want to be the way that they are. They want to create artificial scarcity, which causes the retro gaming market to just balloon. I know I'm going a bit of a tangent, but it just play into everything here because, again, game preservation is important, and having ease access to these games is necessary because if you don't have easy access to them, they eventually either just dissolve through the passage of time, they get lost forever. Like Primal Rage 2 is a really good example of a game that a lot of people didn't even know existed until finally someone was able to get the game running on an emulator because it was hardwired into arcade machines, and its coding was just so unflexible. But there's a great video by Matt McMuscles about it. But yeah, but it seems Microsoft is starting to refund people who bought the Bite Back edition, which included all these updates. I think the reason they're doing this, and I know it's a pessimistic way of looking at things, but it's still the way Microsoft operates. Microsoft Gaming is a business first, and they obviously didn't want any type of issue with the FTC, the European Union, all that stuff, because, you know, people bought a product, you're not delivering on the product. That is like a prime lawsuit waiting to happen. So this comes from Insider Gaming. It was recently revealed that the development path for 2023's vampire slaying game Redfall was coming to an abrupt end as Microsoft moved to shut down Arcane Austin, among other studios. Redfall was released in May 2023 to crush the negative reception, given that the game was plagued with bugs, barren, and bursting with bizarre AI-driven enemies. Yeah. Like, look, it's these vampires that are destroying everything. They can't come out in the day. They were literally coming out in the day. They're so dangerous and deadly. Dude, you just put a stake onto your shotgun, let them charge you, and just, boom, they're dead. It was just a coming weeks back that Redfall's final update was released by Arcane Austin before the ultimate closure of the studio. Now, thanks to the fact that the promised content can't be delivered, Microsoft is issuing an automatic refund on Steam and Xbox to those who purchased the buyback edition or upgrade of Redfall. Which again, I think is because of business purposes. They don't want a lawsuit at their hand, which it probably would happen if they didn't give people their money back. All bark, no bite. Following the major update to Redfall, it has been confirmed by several players that Microsoft is automatically refunding them to make up for the content they'll never get. It was confirmed the reports handed to Windows Central that Bethesda Studios is issuing refunds, but the path of obtaining them is a little tougher. Wait, what? Redfall won't be missed by too many, but it's a shame how it ended. I was skeptical about Redfall and abandoning it at launch because of the issues, but ultimately returned to the game several months later and had a great time with it. Really? I saw people who returned to the game and they said it was still the same boring, bland, because here's the thing. Even if you fix all the AI and the many myriad of issues with the games, it still had really tacky cutscenes. The story was actually the story had some interesting elements, like the idea of how they were colluding with gods and creating these vampire courts. I would give the story some credit, but the gameplay was just so sour and just so bare minimum that I just can't see it. Everyone that I saw on YouTube that was playing this game and the videos were getting recommended to me because Redfall was the hot topic, everyone said it was still boring because it still had the fundamental issues that plagued the game. Even though you can improve the performance of a game, the foundation is still flimsy as hell. You can still poke the bear in this game where they send this elite vampire towards you, kill them very easily, get their loot, and then suddenly, just steamroll through the game. It was a run-of-the-mill open-world action title with some basic RPG elements and a little co-op mixed in for good measure. It wasn't bad, but I had a great time playing it. You just contradicted yourself in this same... I know, it's just what are you saying? I had fun with it. I'm glad you had fun with it, but at the same time, why would you waste your time playing this when you can literally play any of the Borderlands games, even the pre-sequel or any of those other games, which again, you can get usually for less than a Game Pass subscription. I'm not sure about Borderlands 3 with all the DLC, but all the other games, I've seen them heavily discount for $2, $3. So, again, yeah, that and Destiny 2 is literally free, but yeah, before shutting down, yada, yada, yada. So, I think that, yeah, this is just basically them just trying to cover their bases for everything that's happening. I'm a little surprised they haven't just offshot this to another studio to say, hey, can you finish this stuff? Maybe they did do that. This is me just speaking speculatively, that maybe they did try that and then they said, we can't do anything with this. We are too busy, or we just don't know how this game operates with its coding and everything, or it's just it's not worth it anymore. And they just said, just give people their money back. It's better to just deal with that. But at least people are getting their money back. That's a good positive. The offline mode for the past patch, that's good. At least people who enjoy this game can still play it. That's a win. If you like this game, I know I shit on this game a lot. I still think it's a crappy game, but if you like it, all the power to you. I keep saying that. The only opinion that matters ultimately is your own. And if you like this game, I'm glad that you have a chance to play the game more. Unfortunately, you won't get any of the post-launch DLC. But tell me what you think in the comments below about all of this, and I'll see you. Bye.